Hi, my name is Chad with Peak Heating and Cooling, and today we're going to talk about how to maintain properly your April air humidifier and how to properly clean it and to make sure it's working. First, as a service tech, I like to start out and make sure the system is working. How you can do that is, a lot of times you'll have to turn the heat on to your furnace and then go over to the controller, and on the controller you have a test setting and a reset setting. Turn the dial all the way over to the test setting. As it turns all the way over to the test setting, you will notice that the humidifier on light will start to blink. Once it blinks, the humidifier should turn on and you should start getting water. You can also check it by turning off the cover and you got the feeder tube that you can pull out and you'll start to notice water filling up the tray. After that, then what I like to do is turn the system off. You should always have an off system when replacing water panel or cleaning the humidifier. Next, what I like to do is pull the feeder tube out of the tray, move it off to the side, and pull the tray out. This right here is going to be your water panel and humidifier tray. Next, carefully remove the top of the tray and pull out the old humidifier water panel. Next, what you're going to want to do is clean the tray off to the best of your ability. By cleaning it off, there's a lot of calcium buildup on them. You're not going to get everything off, but try to get as much as possible off. Also, what you can do is you could soak this tray in a bathtub or in a sink for a few hours and then gently scrape off any excess that you can possibly get off. Next, we're going to talk about how to properly install your April air water panel. Basically, pull water panel out of box. There's going to be a painted side on the water panel. Painted side is always up in the water panel's tray. Slide water panel in like so. Grab your tray. Snap the tray in to hear 2 clicks. Click, click. And your water panel is properly installed. Next, what you're going to want to do is properly put back your tray. You're going to hear that double click. And your tray is installed properly. Feeder tube will go right back in the little hole. And your water panel and your tray are properly installed. Next, when you put your door back on, you will put the door on, and you'll also hear 2 clicks. 2 clicks. And you know your door is properly on and tight. Over to the right here, you have 2 settings for a damper inside this humidifier. You have a summer and a winter. During the summertime, what you want to do is shut this humidifier off and the airflow so you get the proper cooling that you need for the house. For the wintertime, open it up so the humidifier is going to be running and you can get the proper airflow through the humidifier and get the proper humidity level inside your house. Next, we're going to talk about the drain. As a service tech, what I like to do is I like to clean these drains out. I also like to run a clear tube. With a clear tube, you notice then when the thing's starting to muck up and get bad. When it starts to get that way, it's time to replace the drain. To know that your drain is properly got good flow through it, what I like to do is just pull it off the drain and give a nice little blow through there, make sure it's nice and clear. If it's nice and clear, you're good to go. and then properly put it right back in. Next we're going to talk about the control. The controller is different for every house. This controller is an auto-track humidifier controller. Aprilaire uses about 3 to 4 different kind of controllers. This is one of them. The auto-track basically has an outdoor sensor tied into it that senses the outdoor temperature. So it knows about frost protection and how to control your humidity level so your windows don't get full. On the auto-track humidifier control, there's settings on there. You got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The settings on there, the numbers indicate not the percent of humidity in the house, but the higher the number, the more humidity you're going to get. The lower the number, the less humidity you're going to get. So if you set it on 3, it's not going to be 30% humidity in your house. It's just a way of telling this control, the higher the number, the more humidity you're going to need in your house. The lesser number, the lesser humidity you need in your house. Every house is different. The auto-track basically figures out what percent humidity is inside your house with the outdoor temperature and basically figures out the comfort level you need. Every house is different. They do also have a normal setting on here, which is in between 3, 4, and 5. A lot of houses are in this area right here. To know the comfort level in your house, basically you gotta wait till it gets a little colder outside and it starts getting dry in your house. Once it gets dry in your house, you're gonna have to play with your controller to figure out where you're comfortable. So let's say we set it on 4. You let it run for a few days, and let's say all of a sudden you start to get dry again. You get dry in the throat, you're getting shocked on doorknobs, basically indicating that you need more humidity. So you turn it up to right around about 4.5, in between 4 and 5. Then what you're going to want to do is give it a few more days. Good 2-3 days, let the system work. After 2-3 days, you feel like you're great. You're not dry in the throat when you sleep at night, you're not getting shocked on doorknobs, window ain't getting any water on it, you're good to go. But you're a person that likes to experiment. So you say, you know what, Chad, I'm going to move it up to 5, or maybe 5.5, just to see what happens. 2-3 days later, you start to get a little bit of water on the bottom of your windows. It's too much. You got to go back down. So you go back down to that 4.5 range where you're comfortable at. More than likely, that's going to be your setting for a long time. With these auto tracks, you don't really have to move them too much like the older style humidifier controls. Basically, once you find your spot, you can leave them. And then they'll auto to keep the water off the windows and keep you comfortable. Next, there's going to be settings over here that you can see with the call dealer for service, change water panel, humidifier on. Call dealer for service is going to be a red light. If that acts up and it gives you a red light, that means somewhere inside this box, outdoor sensor, there's a problem. Give your local dealer a call. Change water panel, that's also going to come on and that's going to be an orange light. This humidifier has no clue how dirty your water panel is. It senses this by time. So once a year this light's going to come on. Once this light comes on, it'll be an orange light. And what you're going to have to do as a homeowner is after you replace the water panel, or if the water panel is already new, you're going to have to turn your dial all the way over to the test and reset mode. Once you get the test and reset mode, this orange light will go away and the humidifier on light will start to blink. Once that happens, you can turn this back to where you have it set on. Like you seen just a few seconds ago, the humidifier on light, when the humidifier turns on a call for humidity, that light will come on and it'll stay on green. That means your humidifier is running. The display up on top, the 21%, tells you the percent of humidity inside your house. Obviously, this will change as the blower comes on your furnace, and as it starts moving air across. On the back side of this control, there is a sensor that is tapped into the ductwork, and it senses the humidity inside your house. We like to put these on the return, so it senses the whole house humidity coming back. Next we're going to show you the shutoff valve to the humidifier. I would say 90% of the humidifiers are mounted on the hot side of your water heater or water line. This humidifier has a shutoff valve that might be a little different than yours. There's numerous of shutoff valves you could put on a humidifier. This one, all you have to do is just turn the handle so it's parallel away from the water line, and then the water is shut off to the system. Turn it back on, you just turn it so it's in line with the water line. Only reasons you'd probably have to shut your humidifier off is if the solenoid valve is stuck open and it's just constantly feeding water into your humidifier, you might need to shut it off. Also, if you're changing the water panel out and the shutoff valve is near, it's not a bad idea to shut it off while changing the water panel out.